This is really exciting. Okay, like this? I don't know. Uh-oh. Huh, not too shabby, my friends. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today, we're gonna be playing with a new line of makeup that just came in the mail. I received this in PR, and it really intrigued me, and I thought that we should sit down and try it out on camera together. This is the box that everything came in. Look at that refreshing pool water. Looks exciting to me. Inside, there is a new super fresh no makeup collection from NYX. And I don't know, I'm just kind of intrigued by this stuff. Hang on, let me get it all out of the box. So they launched 4 products that are supposed to all work together to create that no makeup look. The first thing is this Bare With Me Prime Set and Refresh Multitasking Spray. And then they have a hydrating jelly primer. Then these are what I'm actually really excited to try. This is the Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil, and they sent me 3 shades. I just went on their website and I believe there are 12 shades total, so I think these are the 3 lightest shades that they sent me. And then we have these. These are some hydrating cheek tints. So we're just gonna dabble into that collection, and I also received a new brow product from NYX a few days prior to receiving this box, and I thought this would be a good video to try those out in as well. So I went on the NYX website to kind of just see if there was any more info on these products, and on the front page we've got this whole step-by-step routine on how to use this with pro tips. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to follow all these steps to see if what they recommend really works and how it looks. So let's begin with the NYX Bare With Me Prime and Set and Refresh Spray. This says that it's supposed to have up to 8-hour hydration. It's supposed to prep and set makeup, and on their site this is step 1. So we're gonna start with this. Let's spritz this on the face and hope for the best. Okay. Pretty nice mist. Doesn't have a very heavy fragrance. Feels nice on the skin. That was pretty refreshing. All right, step 2, add a small amount of the Bare With Me Hydrating Gel Primer directly on the face with your fingers or a foundation brush and allow it to set before applying makeup. All right, here's the packaging of this guy, and then inside we've got the jelly primer. Whoa! This might be too hard to see on camera with my lights. That is the weirdest texture. What? All right, so I'm just gonna take this much first, and for me, it just makes sense to apply it with my fingers. So let's just apply this all over the skin. It feels cooling. It feels like jelly. It's somewhat smooth. What in the world? Okay, but is it gonna dry down a little bit? Because it said to wait for it to set before applying makeup, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh, I should tell you the prices of these as well. So the spray was $10. This primer is $17, so it's pretty up there for a drugstore product, but it's supposed to balance and prime the skin. It's supposed to soften the appearance of pores. Cool, so that's kind of the gist of this product, but $17 is quite pricey for a primer. Who knows though, maybe it's incredible. Who knows, maybe it's worth the price. I'm just letting it sink into the skin, and it does feel like it's setting now, and it has a little bit more of a tacky finish to it. I'm gonna let it set for a little bit longer while I decide which shade of this I wanna use. Let me see. Whoa, that one is very fair. This is called Pale Light. Look at that. It's fairer than me. That's saying something, because usually I'm like the lightest shade in the range. Then we have Vanilla Nude, which seems like it might be a good match for me. This is Vanilla Nude right there. It's a little bit more of a yellow undertone than what I typically wear, but I feel like it will work if it sheers out, you know? Oh, maybe this one. This one's called Natural Soft Beige. Yep, I think I'm gonna go with that one. The NYX Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil is also supposed to have 8-hour hydration. It provides a fresh face look. It evens out skin tone. It has seamless coverage. It's supposed to be breathable and weightless. It's supposed to be luminous, and it's supposed to not streak. Oh, it says it provides up to an 8-hour wear, not just hydration. So that's good to know. Let me just double check all the things on their website as well. This costs $13, and again, it has 12 different shades. There's the shade range right there. All right, so it suggests to apply this with a dual fiber brush. I don't know if I have a good dual fiber brush right here, so I'm just gonna use my normal foundation brush. And I accidentally put a little bit of the Vanilla Nude shade on the back of my hand when I was meaning to try this one. So there's a tiny bit of that, but I'm just gonna mix them together. And then I'm gonna take my foundation brush, dip it on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna start to just apply this from the center of the face outward. And I'm gonna apply this to one half of my face first, so that we can kind of do a little mini comparison. And I always like to take a sponge afterwards and just press that into the skin. I do these 2 steps no matter what complexion products I'm applying, just because I feel like the finish of the sponge looks way more natural, but you get more coverage from a brush. So I like to use both. Hey, okay, not too shabby, my friends. Here's the before, here's the after. What do we think? I feel like it looks really, really nice on the skin. You can still see my skin through it, but it just kind of looks a little bit more blurred. Okay. Let's do the same thing on the other side of the face. I actually used quite a bit of what I had on my hand for that half of my face. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more on the back of my hand so that we can blend it out on the other half. So far, I'm actually really impressed. That looks really nice. This time I'm gonna kind of dot it around the face. I don't know if it's gonna really make a difference in the end, but I'm just trying to try it in a different way just in case it does make a difference. All right, I'm going into a sponge again just to make sure that everything is blended out. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I can see quite a few brush strokes, and this foundation brush usually doesn't leave very many of those. So I feel like I would recommend applying this with a sponge, or at least taking a sponge to the skin after you use a brush, just to make sure that's all nice and blended out. So one thing I really like about these is it's not like a tinted moisturizer as far as like there being sunscreen in it, you know, because a lot of tinted moisturizers have sunscreen in it, and there's certain ones that I really like, but I'm very cautious with my sunscreen, and I like to make sure that there's physical sunscreen in my tinted moisturizers usually, because chemical sunscreens can irritate my skin in some cases. So I kind of like that this doesn't have sunscreen because I already have my day-to-day sunscreen that I like to use, and this is kind of a nice product to layer on top of what I've already got. All right, you guys, so what do you think? That is the Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil all over the skin. I'm really impressed with how this looks, and up close it looks really beautiful as well. Obviously you can still see a few of my blemishes, but like my skin looks fresh and hydrated, and there literally is no visible sign of foundation on my face. This is really exciting. Okay, back to the instructions. Step 4, we're supposed to, oh wait. Back it up. There's a pro tip that says to conceal perfections, add the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer to challenging areas and softly set and blend with a sponge to finish. I actually do own the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealers. It's been a minute since I've used these, but I thought it would be kind of fun to follow these steps exactly and use this concealer to cover up some blemishes. These 2 concealers are pretty extreme. This one's like too dark for me and this one's way too light, so I do have to mix the 2. They were out of the shade that I feel like would have worked for me when I shopped for these. Just bear with me as I mix a couple of the shades. But honestly, I feel like this did a really good job at covering up the imperfections that I normally would want to cover up. I'm gonna take the lighter shade and just dabble a little bit of that underneath the eyes because I do like to conceal that a little bit, and I'm gonna layer a little bit of the light concealer along the sides of that dark concealer so that it's not too dark. And we actually might need a little bit of the dark concealer under the eyes as well, so it's not too light. All right, let's see how this goes. I look very interesting right now. I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the concealer over the blemishes first, because I do want those to blend into the skin. My shade mixing seems to be working pretty well. I mean, it's a little bit darker than I would have liked, I think, but let's go ahead and blend out the under eye area now, just to cancel out any darkness there and to just brighten up the area a little bit. And I'm gonna take what's left on my sponge and make sure to correct this inner portion here, and then put whatever's left on the sponge just on the eyelid a little bit. All right, you guys, so that's the complexion after concealer. So step 4 says to use these, and it just says to dab on the cheeks and soften the color using a fluffy brush for a soft finish. Now, these say that they are a limited edition, and I believe these are all 3 of the shades. So we have this one right here called Do Me Right, which is a really pretty violet. Then we have this one right here, which is Creative Cleanse, which is a really bright pink. That's fun. Last but not least, we have Detox Me, which is this orange. That's kind of fun as well. So these are supposed to be a tint, so I'm wondering if it stains the cheeks. These retail for $10. It says it's supposed to last up to 8 hours as well. So this whole collection claims to last up to 8 hours, which is kind of a long time considering it's a no makeup kind of look, but obviously it's not marketed to be like an all-day wear kind of thing, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's how most people wear these kinds of products. So it makes sense that they're not claiming that it's gonna last forever on the face. All right, I'm gonna go in with the pink shade called Creative Cleanse. And I'm gonna dot this onto the skin like this. I don't know. Like this. I don't know. Uh-oh. I'm nervous. And then I'm gonna take a blush brush and try to blend this out. I don't think... I'm gonna use a sponge. Okay, that seems to work way better for me. And I almost think that it might be better to just go right onto the product with a sponge like this. Just use the back of the sponge and then smile and start to layer that up. I don't think it really worked well for me to just dot it right on the cheeks, especially because I have hyperpigmentation on the cheeks and I feel like doing that removed some of that nice coverage underneath. So yeah, I don't know, but it just gives a little bit of a natural flush. I might mix in a little bit of this orange shade called Detox Me. So I'm gonna pounce some of that onto the cheeks as well. And then I'm flipping my sponge over to blend that out. Hopefully it doesn't permanently stain my sponge. Guess we will find out. So there's the blushes. To be honest, so far that's the one thing that like I'm a little bit iffy about, and honestly that's kind of the one thing that I was super excited to try, but I'm not sure if I'm obsessed with them. Obviously we're gonna wear them throughout the day and see if my ideas change about them, but based on my first impression, they're okay. I feel like it gave a nice glow, but I feel like I also have better cream cheek tint kind of products that I would rather use. All right, and apparently that's the last step. And also, I guess you can use this to set the face. So we're gonna stop the complexion there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do the brows using these new NYX Film Fluff brows. They sent me like a bunch of shades. These might be all the shades. And I think I'm gonna try out the shade Ash Brown. So on one side of these pencils, we have a really nice intense teardrop shape. And this is where things get really interesting. This is the other side. This is just a little brush. It's tiny. It's like a little mini artiste brush or something like that. And I guess you're supposed to fill in the brows with this and then fluff them up with this. I don't know how well this will work, but let's try it. So I've just been filling in the brows and I'm about to fluff them with the other side of this pencil. All right, so they're filled. I'm gonna take this side and fluff. This is so interesting, but I think it's working. I think it's blending out that pomade and just creating a nice soft finish to the pencil. I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like that looks pretty good. This little brow fluffer is quite interesting, but I feel like I really like it. Huh, not too shabby, my friends. I honestly thought that this could be something that could completely flop with my brows. Like it almost felt a little bit gimmicky, but now that I've tried it, I actually think I really like it. I also wanted to give a really interesting product a whirl in this video. These are the new Supergoop Shimmer Shade SPF 30 Cream Eyeshadows. So this comes in 3 shades, and what's really interesting about this is it has sunscreen in it, and that's like an area that we all forget to apply sunscreen is our eyelids. So I wanted to give these a whirl. I don't know, I just felt like it would fit the vibe of this no makeup poolside kind of look, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just use one of them today. I think I wanna try First Light, which is the lightest shade. It's kind of like a whipped texture. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger and I'm gonna apply this to the eyelid. I have no idea how much to use, so I'm just gonna start and apply this to the eyelid. And I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger as well. And I'm also gonna take my finger and just kind of press over everything so that there's not any harsh lines as far as where it starts and stops. I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera very well, but there's a really nice subtle shimmer to this. And it actually seems to be drying down pretty nicely as well. You only need the tiniest bit, so these would last a very long time. I'm just gonna do the same thing on this eye. All right, so there's the Shimmer Shade eyeshadow. It's very subtle, but I kind of like how subtle this looks, I guess, because if I were to wear this, it would probably be on like a day where I'm gonna be outside for a long time, and I would just apply this to the eyelids to protect them and add just a little bit of shimmer to it. So far I think that's really pretty. Let's apply some mascara. I'm gonna put on the Ilia Beauty Limitless Lash Mascara, and I'm just gonna do a little bit on the top and bottom lashes, mostly on the top lashes, but I do want a tiny bit of definition on those lower lashes as well. And then I'm just gonna wipe off any foundation that got on the lips. And I think I just want to use like a tinted lip balm. So I have this sitting right here. This is the Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy Lip Balm, and this is in the shade Dream, which is just like a really nice sheer pink. So let's apply this and see how it looks. I don't want anything too intense, but I do want a little bit of a tint on my lips. Now I'm gonna take my sponge and kind of just press out any creases underneath the eyes and around the smile lines. And I just wanna take a little bit of powder in those areas, but I'm not gonna powder the outside of the face because I do really wanna see how that wears throughout the day. So I'm gonna take this Kylie powder. This is from Kylie Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Translucent. I recently bought these, and I honestly haven't had too many chances to play with them, so I might not be able to give you like my full opinion on them in this video because I'm only going to use a tiny bit. But anyways, I'm just going to use that to set the under eye area and a little bit around the smile lines and the tip of my nose and kind of around the nose as well. That's where I always get the most oily and that's where makeup comes off first. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the extra on my chin. Okay, and a tiny bit here. Just right there. And I'm just gonna leave the rest unpowdered, but we are gonna go back into what we started with, the NYX Bare With Me Prime Set and Refresh Spray. And we're gonna spritz the entire face with this. All over again. It kind of left some droplets. When I sprayed it over to the side, I could see a little bit of the spray come out, not in a very misty manner. So you can see a few droplets, but I don't think it's gonna like really ruin the makeup since I don't have too much on. I'm just gonna take my sponge and kind of press that down into the skin. And let's use a NYX brow gel. I've been using this a lot recently. It's the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. And let's use this to set the brows. All right, you guys, so that is the no makeup look. I'm gonna wear this for a few hours so we can kind of see how this would wear. To be honest, I'm really impressed with how it looks. I do feel kind of weird not wearing bronzer. You guys know how much I love bronzer. So I feel a little off not wearing bronzer, and I also don't have any highlighter on, but I really wanted to keep the products that we tried as the focal point today so that we can get a clear opinion on how they wear. So far, you guys, I really like this Bare With Me tinted skin veil. I thought that it looked gorgeous on the skin. The jelly primer, I don't know how much of a difference it made yet because I've never worn it by itself or I've never worn this without that. But again, I really like my complexion and this spray felt nice, but we will see how it helps the makeup wear. The only thing I'm kind of iffy about is the blushes. I just feel like my cheeks look splotchy and I would have rather them looked like more blurred, you know? But I think it's because it's a little bit more of a balmy kind of formula that it picked up some of the product underneath. So that's the only thing that I'm kind of iffy about. I really like the brow products. And overall, I really like how natural my skin looks. And even up close, I feel like everything looks really nice. I will also be sure to update you on how this eyeshadow wears. Let's get right into our wear test because it is a little bit later in the day, let me tell you. But I'm still gonna try to wear this as long as possible. It is currently 5:18 p.m. I'm gonna try to wear this for 8 hours. We will see how that goes. So let's begin our check-in process and I will see you guys in my first check-in. All right, so here's the first check-in. I love to do my first check-in right after filming. So this is right after I filmed. And here's what the makeup looks like. It definitely is a no makeup look. I'm not very happy with how my cheeks look in natural light as well. I just feel like they look a little bit splotchy, but overall I feel like my skin looks pretty fresh. We'll see if it maintains its freshness throughout the day, but I'm gonna continue going throughout my day and I will check in later and we will see where everything is at. So I thought I would come on and do a little check-in. It is currently 9:05 p.m. Everything looks pretty much the same. Nothing looks expired yet. The forehead is starting to look a little more shiny, but honestly nothing crazy. I switched out my lip gloss because I got a PR box and I wanted to try them on. The eyeshadow is creasing a little bit in my crease. Honestly, I expected that because of my eye shape. That happens with a lot of different products. But other than that, nothing's fading. Everything looks very natural still. The brows are still intact and that is where we are at. So the only thing that's kind of looking funny is the creasing eyeshadow. Again, that's not something that's super obvious when my eyes are like this all day. But yeah, everything else seems to be holding up pretty good. So that's the update for now. I'm gonna try to wear it for a few more hours and we will see if it lives up to the 8-hour wear claim. So I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, I am back for my final check-in. It is currently midnight. Let's talk about how the makeup wore. So to be honest, everything looks pretty good still. It's starting to break up a little bit around my nose, but again, I always accidentally touch my nose, so that's not something that I should really judge a foundation on. But overall, my skin still looks healthy. It still looks very natural. It was kind of weird for me not having like bronzer on my skin today. I kept seeing myself in the mirror and like wanting to put bronzer on, but at the same time, it was fun to try something new and do a completely different kind of look that looks really fresh and that let a lot of my natural skin show through without any like highlighter or bronzer or anything like that. So overall, you guys, I'm really happy with how everything looks. Let's talk about each product. The Bare With Me Prime Set and Refresh Spray, I felt like it was nice. I don't know yet if it's really gonna be like worth going out and purchasing. I don't know if it really helped the longevity of the makeup or not. It felt really nice and I liked it, but I just don't know if I can like full on recommend it to you guys yet. Same thing with the NYX Bare With Me Hydrating Jelly Primer. In my opinion, for $17, again, I'm just not sure if it's gonna be worth every penny. Like, I try so much makeup, I do so many reviews, and so while these two products are good, I just don't know if it's something that I would say, yes, go run out and buy, just because there's so much makeup out there now, you know? But I will say it's a very unique texture, and I probably will continue to use it. I think what's gonna be important with these two products is trying it with something that I'm a little more familiar with, so that I can see if it really makes a difference with different foundations that I kind of already enjoy, you know, so that I can really see what these do. So I liked both of those products, but I'm not like crazy about them. I will say though, the Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil is something that I'm really excited about, and I do feel like I will continue to reach for this. This is not going to be something that I'm going to reach for when I need my makeup to look amazing for hours and hours and hours, but I like having the option of something like this if I'm just going to be out for a few hours, or if I'm running errands and I just kind of want to blur my face a little bit. I loved the texture of this. I loved how it looked on my skin. I still feel like my skin looks really fresh, and I love that it's a good drugstore option, you know, because I feel like a lot of the products that I own that do this sort of thing are high-end. So I'm really happy that I found something that is really high quality, that looks beautiful on the skin, that is a little bit more affordable. So if you're somebody who either doesn't really like foundation, if you're really into tinted moisturizers, I feel like you'll really enjoy this. Or if you're like me and you love makeup and you love foundation, this could be a very good like running errands kind of a foundation in my opinion. I'm excited about this. The Bare With Me Hydrating Cheek Tints, I don't know, maybe I'll give these another try with other products or in a different way, but based off of my first impressions, I didn't really love how they worked. I feel like I've tried so many different products, and I'm a blush girl. Like, I love blush, so it wasn't necessarily like the color that threw me off or anything like that. It's just the formula. I felt like it picked up some of the coverage, and it just wasn't my favorite, so wasn't too thrilled about that. Okay, the eyeshadow, as you can see, it's still creasing a little bit, but I feel like I can kind of press that out of the creases. With my eye shape, I really can't avoid that, so that does not mean that this is a bad product. I actually feel like it's kind of nice to have, and it looks very natural, and honestly, I think it's very innovative that they thought to put sunscreen in eyeshadow, because now that I have this, I feel like I'm gonna definitely reach for it on vacation and things like that when I really want to protect my eyelids from the sun. I've had sunburnt eyelids before, okay, and it is not fun, so I really feel like this is a great product to have, and it kind of adds a little shimmer to the eyes. So while it might not be like the most incredible cream eyeshadow I've ever tried, I love having the option of a sunscreen in my eyeshadow, you know? Even if I use it as a base, that might be something that I try later, and I feel like it would be really cool if they came out with matte versions of this, kind of like a MAC paint pot type of thing, so that you could use it as an all over base and then apply eyeshadow on top. So hopefully they come out with matte colors in the future. I feel like that would be really, really fun. The NYX brow pencil, well, heavens, I feel like it still looks pretty good to me. At first, I'll be honest, I did not think I was gonna like this, but I do, and I feel like this little brush on the end is fun. I have a lot of brow products, so I'm gonna have to continue to use this and let you guys know if it's gonna be something that you should run out and buy. It's definitely a good brow product, but I don't know. I'm kind of really into my M Cosmetics brow product right now, so we'll see how much I reach for this one in comparison to this one, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. And I feel like that is everything, right? So out of everything, if there's one thing that I would say would be worth checking out, especially for this summer coming up, I feel like this is really, really cool. And I loved how it looked on my skin. It just is a really nice, fresh-faced kind of product. I'm excited about it, and I love that it's affordable. So that completes this video, you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of these new products. How do you feel about the no makeup kind of trend? Do you like these kinds of products? Do you like having these options in your makeup collection? Are you somebody that uses no makeup kind of products on a daily basis? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I upload, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. Oh, also, I did repaint my nails when I was off camera, so that's why we had a little bit of a nail switch. This is a new one from Revlon. It's a really pretty peach. I'll link it down below. It's a little bit messy right now, so ignore that, but yes, we did have a little nail change. So that's it for me. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!